Suppositories. Contents of this video: definition, types of suppositories, advantages and disadvantages, types of suppository bases, methods of preparations, displacement value and its calculations, evaluation of suppositories. Suppositories are solid or stiffened semi-solid dosage forms meant for insertion into body cavities like rectum, vagina, or urethral tract. Suppositories melt at body temperature or soften or disintegrate or dissolve in the body to release the medicament inside the body. The melting at body temperature or softening or disintegrating or dissolving in the body fluid is based on the type of suppository base which is used to formulate the suppository. Based on the body cavity where the suppositories are administered, these are classified into 5 types. Rectal suppositories, these are widely used suppositories. For adults, rectal suppositories weigh 2 gram and are torpedo shaped. Pediatric suppositories weigh about 1 gram. Vaginal suppositories or pessaries weigh about 3 to 5 gram and are molded in globular or oviform shape or compressed on a tablet pressed into conical shapes. Urethral suppositories called boogies are pencil shaped. Those intended for males weigh 4 gram each and are 100 to 150 millimeter long. Those for females are 2 gram each and 60 to 75 millimeter in length. Nasal suppositories called nasal boogies or buginaria meant for introduction into nasal cavity. They are prepared with glycerol-gelatin base. They weigh about 1 gram and length 9 to 10 centimeter. Ear cones, also called urinaria, and meant for introduction into ear. These are rarely used. Theobroma oil is used as base. Ear cones are prepared using mold which are used for the preparation of urethral boogies and cut according to size. Advantages of suppository. Suppositories can be administered to exert local effect on rectal mucosa. Used to promote evacuation of bowel in the treatment of constipation. Avoid any gastrointestinal irritation as these are not entering into the gastrointestinal tract. Hence, gastrointestinal irritation is avoided, which is happening with the administration of oral route or administration of drugs via oral route. Can be used in unconscious patients. Can be used for systemic absorption of drugs and partially avoid first pass metabolism. Babies or old people who cannot swallow oral medication can be shift on the suppository administration. Post-operative people who cannot be administered oral medication can administer the suppository. People suffering from severe nausea or vomiting, those who are unable to administer the drug through oral route due to severe nausea or vomiting, can administer the suppository dosage form. Disadvantages of suppositories: the problem of patient acceptability, as awareness is not there in relation to suppositories, so patient acceptability is very less considering its route of administration. Suppositories are not suitable for patients suffering from diarrhea, as the suppository may uh, expel from the site of administration. In some cases, the total amount of the drug must be given will be either too irritating or in greater amount than reasonably can be placed into suppository. Incomplete absorption may occur because suppository usually promotes evacuation of the bowel and the residence time may reduce. Developing the mucoadhesive suppository may be the solution for this problem or disadvantage. Characteristics of ideal suppository base: melts at body temperature or dissolves in body fluids, non-toxic and non-irritant, compatible with any medicament, releases any medicament readily, easily molded and removed from the mold, stable to heating above the melting point, easy to handle and stable on storage. So these are the ideal characteristics of the suppository base which is used for the formulation of suppository. Types of suppository bases: fatty bases, these melt at body temperature; water soluble or water miscible bases, these dissolve or disperse or dissolve in the rectal secretions. Fatty bases, these melt at body temperature. Theobroma oil is the example of fatty base. Cocoa butter is the synonym for theobroma oil. It is yellowish white solid with chocolate-like odor and is a mixture of glyceryl esters of stearic, palmitic, oleic and other fatty acids. Advantage of theobroma oil is melting range of theobroma oil is 30 to 36 degrees Celsius, that is solid at room temperature but melts in the body. Readily melted on warming and rapid settling on cooling. Miscible with many ingredients and non-irritating. Disadvantage of cocoa butter. First disadvantage of the cocoa butter is polymorphism. When melted and cooled, it solidifies in different crystalline forms depending on the temperature of melting, rate of cooling, and the size of the mass. Cocoa butter is thought to exist in four crystalline states. First, alpha crystal, which melt at 22 degrees Celsius and unstable. Gamma crystal melt at 18 degrees Celsius and unstable. Beta dash crystal melt at 27 degrees Celsius and it is also unstable. But the beta form is the stable crystal and melt at 34 to 36 degrees Celsius and it is the stable form. If melted at not more than 36 degrees Celsius and slowly cooled, it forms stable beta crystals with normal melting point. So, to convert the suppository or cocoa butter in the desired crystalline state, cocoa butter should be melted not more than 36 degrees Celsius and slowly cooled so that it forms a stable beta crystal form with normal melting point. If overheated and then cooled, it produce unstable gamma crystals which melt at about 15 degrees Celsius or alpha crystals melting at 20 degrees Celsius. So the temperature varies from 15 to 18 degrees Celsius and 20 to 20 degrees Celsius. Cocoa butter must be slowly melted over a warm water bath to avoid the formation of the unstable crystalline form. Another disadvantage of the cocoa butter base is adherence to the mold. Softening point too low for hot climates. Melting point reduced by soluble ingredients. Phenol and chloral hydrate have tendency to lower the melting point of cocoa butter. So solidifying agents like beeswax may be incorporated to compensate for the softening effect of the added substance. These causes acidity on storage, poor water absorbing ability, so improved by the addition of emulsifying agents, leakage from the body, and expensive. Hydrophilic suppository bases. The first hydrophilic base is macroboles or polyethylene glycols. So polyethylene glycols are polymers of ethylene oxide and water prepared to various chain lengths, molecular weights, and physical states. The numerical designations refer to the average molecular weights of each of the polymers. Polyethylene glycols having average molecular weights of 300, 400, and 600 are clear colorless liquids, while those with molecular weights of 600 to 1000 are semisolids. Those having average molecular weights of greater than 1000 are act like white solids with the hardness increasing with an increase in the molecular weight. These polyethylene glycols can be blended together to produce suppository bases with varying melting points, dissolution rates, and physical characteristics. Drug release depends on the base dissolving rather than melting. So polyethylene glycol base dissolves and hence releases the drug, whereas cocoa butter melts and releases the drug. The melting point is often around 50 degrees Celsius. Higher proportions of high molecular weight polymers produce preparations which release the drug slowly and also brittle. Less brittle products which release the drug more readily can be prepared by mixing high polymers, high molecular weight polymers with medium or low molecular weight polymers. Second hydrophilic base is glycerol-gelatin base. It is the water-soluble base. So glycerin suppositories has the formula glycerin 91 gram, sodium stearate 4 gram, purified water 5 gram, and it is added to make 100 gram. Glycerated gelatin suppositories, here drug and purified water 10 gram, gelatin is 20 gram, and glycerin is 70 gram. Because glycerin is hygroscopic, their suppositories are packed in materials that protect them from environmental moisture. These bases do not melt at body temperature but dissolve in the secretions of the body cavity in which they are inserted. These bases are a mixture of glycerol and water thickened with gelatin. The commonest is glycerol suppository base BP, which has 14% weight by weight gelatin, 70% weight by weight glycerol. In hot climates, the gelatin content can be increased to 18% weight by weight. Gelatin is purified protein produced by the hydrolysis of the collagenous tissue such as skins and bones of animals. Two types of gelatins are used for pharmaceutical purposes. Type A, which is prepared by acid hydrolysis and is cationic, whereas type B is prepared by alkaline hydrolysis and is anionic. Type A is compatible with substances such as boric acid and lactic acid, while type B is compatible with substances like zinc oxide. The jelly strength or bloom strength of gelatin is important, particularly when it is used in the preparation of suppositories or pastries. Disadvantages of glycerol-gelatin base. This causes rectal irritation as they dissolve in the mucous secretions of the rectum. Osmosis occurs, producing the laxative effect. They are also hygroscopic and therefore require careful storage. Because of the water content, microbial contamination is more likely than with the fatty bases. Preservatives may be added to the product but can lead to problems of incompatibility. These are much more difficult to prepare and handle than other bases. The solution time depends on the content and quality of the gelatin and also the age of the suppository. This type of base is commonly used for pastries rather than suppositories. Methods of preparation of suppository. The first method is hand rolling. Oldest and simplest method of suppository preparation. Advantage of avoiding the necessity of heating the cocoa butter. A plastic-like mass is prepared by triturating grated base cocoa butter and active ingredients in a mortar. The mass is formed into a ball in the palm of the hands, then rolled into a uniform cylinder with a large spatula or small flat board on a peel die. The cylinder is then cut into the appropriate number of pieces which are rolled on one end to produce a conical shape. Effective hand rolling requires considerable practice and skill. So this represents the hand rolling. So cocoa butter is grated and then it is triturated. Then by hand rolling, the cylindrical sheet suppositories are prepared. Cylindrical um, mass is prepared and then it is cut into the desired size suppository. Compression molding. It is a method of preparing suppositories from a mixed mass of grated suppository base and medicaments, which is forced into a special compression mold. The method requires that the capacity of the mold first be determined by compressing a small amount of the base into the dies and weighing the finished suppositories. When active ingredients are added, it is necessary to omit a portion of the suppository base based on the density factors of the active ingredients. Fusion molding. Melting the suppository base and then dispersing or dissolving the drug in the melted base. The mixture is removed from the heat and poured into a suppository mold. So this represents the suppository mold. When the mixture has congealed, the suppositories are removed from the mold. So molten suppository mass along with the active ingredient is filled into this mold and then it is chilled using ice. When the mixture has congealed, the suppositories are removed from the mold. The fusion method can be used with all types of suppositories and must be used with most of them. Displacement value may be defined as number of parts by weight of medicament that displaces one part by weight of the base. The volume of suppository form a particular mold is uniform, but its weight will vary because the densities of the medicaments usually differ from the density of the base with which the mold was calibrated. To prepare products accurately, allowance must be made for the change in density of the mass due to added medicaments. The most convenient way of making this allowance is to use the displacement value. So here is the calculation of the displacement value. So prepare and weigh 6 suppositories of theobroma oil or other base that is equal to A milligram. So the weight of the 6 suppositories which are prepared by the molding method, that is A milligram. Prepare and weigh 6 suppositories containing say 40% of the medicament. So again prepare the 6 suppository using same mold by addition of the medicament. So here concentration of the medicament in the 100% base is 40%, 60% is the base. So that is equal to B milligram. So calculate the amount of theobroma oil, that is C milligram, and the medicament D milligram in the 6 suppositories. And now A minus C milligram is equal to the weight of the theobroma oil displaced by D milligram of the medicament. So here when the 6 suppositories are prepared, so here formula is there that say drug or active ingredient or medicament is 40%, remaining is the base. So that base is equal to C milligram, 40% amount is converted into the weight, that is D milligram. So initially when 6 suppositories are prepared, so base required is A milligram. So A minus C milligram is the weight of the theobroma oil that is displaced by D milligram of the medicament. So displacement value of the medicament is equal to D divided by A minus C. So we know the amount of the drug which is added in the suppository. We know the A and also we can calculate the C. So displacement value of the medicament is calculated using the formula D divided by A minus C. For example, weight of 6 unmedicated suppositories is 6 gram and the weight of 6 suppositories containing 40% zinc oxide is 8.8 gram. So theobroma oil in this is 60 divided by 100 multiplied by 8.8, that is 5.28 gram. Zinc oxide content, it is 40%, that is 40 divided by 100 multiplied by 8.8, that is equal to 3.52 gram. So theobroma oil is displaced by 3.52 gram of zinc oxide. So it is 6 minus 5.28, that is theobroma oil, that is equal to 0.72. So therefore the displacement value of zinc oxide is 3.52, that is divided by, that is D, that is the amount of the drug, and divided by 6 minus 5.28, this is means A minus C. So A is the weight of the 6 unmedicated suppositories and 5.28 is the amount of the theobroma oil which is added during the development of the suppositories containing medicament. So this is 6 means A, 5.28 means C. So A minus C is equal to 0.72 and 3.52 is D. So that is equal to 5. So displacement value of zinc oxide is 5. The displacement value of bismuth subgalate is 3, that is 1 milligram of theobroma oil is displaced by 3 milligram of bismuth subgalate. So to calculate 10 suppositories, each containing 300 milligram of the bismuth subgalate, when required to prepare. Then the total amount of medicament is 10 multiplied by 300, as 300 is the dose of the or amount of the medicament needed to be added in one suppository. So 10 multiplied by 300, that is equal to 3000 milligram, that is 3 gram, and this displaces 3 by 3 is equal to 1 gram of theobroma oil. Hence, the amount of base required using 1 gram mold is 10 multiplied by 1 minus 1, that is equal to 9 gram. The total weight of 10 suppositories will be 9 plus 3 is equal to 12 gram, where 9 gram is the base theobroma oil and 3 gram is the drug or medicament or bismuth subunit. Evaluation of suppositories. Visual inspection. Suppositories are elongated, smooth, and have a uniform texture and appearance. Evidence of physical and/or chemical instability is demonstrated by noticeable changes in surface texture or form and color and odor. Disintegration. The suppository is placed in a special container with perforated ends which is immersed in water bath maintained at 36 to 38 degrees Celsius and stirred slowly. The container is inverted below the surface every 10 minutes. Disintegration is evidenced by complete solution except for insoluble powders or disintegration powders that are small enough to sink or rise through the perforations, or complete melting of any solid matter between the plates. No solid core must be detectable. Disintegration tests for suppositories and rectal capsules unless intended for sustained release. For suppositories with a lipophilic base, examine after 30 minutes, and for suppositories with a water-soluble base, examine after 60 minutes. Uniformity of weight. 20 suppositories are weighed singly and the average weight determined. No suppository must deviate from the average weight by more than 5%, except that 2 may deviate by not more than 7.5%. Uniformity of content is another evaluation parameter. Then containers. Suppositories should be supplied in a well-closed container. The container material should not adversely affect the quality of the preparation, nor should it allow diffusion into or across the container material or yield foreign substances into the preparation. Thank you.